Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. In today's video, let's learn about the concept of view serializability in database management systems with examples. Now, view serializability is a topic which comes under transaction and concurrency control in database management systems. So first, let's learn what is the meaning of these terminologies. So I told you that it comes under the topic of concurrency and transaction. So what is the meaning of transaction? Transaction is nothing but a collection of read and write operations on the data items in a database. Okay. Transaction is nothing but just a collection of read and write operations on the data items of a database. And what is a schedule? Schedule is nothing but a model or an ordering of the execution of the transaction operations. Okay, so here a schedule is nothing but it's also called as history. It is T1, T2, T3 up to Tn is an ordering of the operations of the transaction. So schedule is nothing but it's an ordering of the operations of the transactions. So we also have a concept called a serializability of schedule. Now, what is the meaning of serializability of schedule? Serializability means that it is used to find out which schedule is correct when transaction executions have interleaving of their operations. That means, so there are two ways in which the transaction operations can be executed. Okay, so whether you can allow all the operations of transaction T1 to get completed and then you can start T2. T2 will get completed and then you can start T3. That type of schedule is called serial schedule. The other way is called concurrent execution, where you are going to have mixing of the operations of the transactions. So T1 part of operations of transaction T1 will get executed and then T1 will get started. That is, even before T1 gets completed, even before all the operations of T1 finishes their execution, T2 is going to start. And when T2 is in the middle of its execution, T3 is going to start and so on. So in such a case, serializability of schedule is a concept where we have to identify which schedule is going to be correct. Now, what is the meaning of correct? Correct means that in which order, if I execute concurrently, the database is going to be in a consistent state. Okay, so basically schedules are of two different types, namely serial schedule and non-serial schedule. So here I have given two examples of serial schedule and non-serial schedule. What is the meaning of serial schedule? Let's say you have two transactions T1 and T2. Transaction T1 has 6 operations and transaction T2 has 3 operations. Transaction T2 starts its execution only after all the 6 operations of transaction T1 finishes its execution. Now this is called serial schedule. A serial schedule means T2 starts after T1 finishes its execution completely, or T2 may start first and then after all the operations of T2 finishes. So here you have 3 operations in transaction T2, right? So after all these operations of transaction T2 gets completed, then transaction T1 will start. So the other type of schedule is called non-serial schedule. So in non-serial schedule, you can see that the same set of operations are there. The first two instructions of transaction T1 gets executed and then transaction T2 starts. Okay, in T2, two instructions get executed and then T1 resumes its operation. So in this way, even before all the instructions of transaction T1 finishes its execution, the other operation gets started and they're going to run in parallel. It's also called concurrent execution. So this schedule A is an example of serial schedule and schedule C is an example of non-serial schedule. I hope you get the point now. Serial schedule means a new transaction will start only after all the operations of the first transaction finishes its execution. Non-serial schedule means both the operations of both the transactions are going to be interleaved or mixed and they're going to run concurrently. Now you have a concept of serializable schedule. What is the meaning of serializable schedule? And when do we say that a schedule is said to be serializable? If the result of the given concurrent schedule, if the result of the given concurrent schedule is equivalent to one of the possible serial schedules. I told you there are many serial schedules for a given concurrent schedule, right? If you have two transactions, you can execute it as T1 followed by T2, or you can execute it as T2 followed by T1. So I can say that a concurrent schedule or a non-serial schedule is a serializable schedule if its result of execution is equivalent to one of the possible serial schedule. If it gives the same result as at least one of the possible serial schedules, then I will say that that particular schedule is serializable. Okay, so in the going by the previous example, if I execute this non-serial schedule and if I'm able to get the same result of execution as that of this serial schedule, then I will say that this non-serial schedule is serializable. Okay, if I'm able to produce a result of execution of a non-serial schedule is same as that of result of execution of a serial schedule, and if it leaves the database in a consistent state, I can say that a schedule is a serializable schedule. So in simple words, if I say that a non-serial schedule is serializable, it means that it is equivalent to a serial schedule. There are basically two types of serializable schedules. One is conflict serializable schedule and the other one is view serializable schedule. We are going to discuss about the topic of view serializable schedule in this video. So what is meaning of view serializable schedule? A schedule is said to be view serializable if it is view equivalent to one of its serial schedules. Okay, if a schedule is view equivalent to one of its serial schedules, then we say that if a schedule is view equivalent to one of its serial schedules, it is said to be view serializable. Now, what is the meaning of this view equivalent? How will I say that if a schedule is given to me, how can I prove that it is view equivalent to one of its serial schedules? So for this, we have three conditions. If all these three conditions are satisfied, I can say that a given schedule is view equivalent to one of its serial schedules. So two schedules S1 and S2 over the same set of transactions are view equivalent under these three conditions. What are the three conditions? First condition is called as initial read condition. Okay, suppose if a schedule is being given to me, if a transaction Ti reads the initial value of object A in schedule S1, the same transaction must read the initial value of object A in the other schedule S2 also. So if I have to say that S1 is view equivalent to S2, if a schedule S1 is view equivalent to schedule S2, it means whichever transaction is performing the initial read operation, the same transaction should perform the initial read operation in the second schedule also. Say for example, here you have three transactions, transaction T1, T2 and T3. Okay, who is performing the initial read operation? Initial read means there are three read operations here. So you have to see the initial read operation on all the data items. There are two data items here. One is data item A and the other one is data item B. Transaction T2 is doing the initial read operation. Though you have three transactions T1, T2 and T3, transaction T2 is initially reading the value of A from the database. Okay, so that means if I have to compare this with another schedule S2, there also if transaction T2 is only reading the initial value of A from the database, then I may say that S1 and S2 are view equivalent schedules. S1 is view equivalent to schedule S2. Okay, this is called initial read condition. Initial read condition means if in a particular schedule S1, if a particular transaction is doing the initial read operation, then in the other schedule S2 also, the same transaction should do the initial read operation. If it happens, I can say that S1 schedule is view equivalent to schedule S2. Let's see the second condition. The second condition is called updated read operation. Now forget the initial read operation. You will have a write read sequence after the initial read, right? If you have a write read sequence in the schedules, in the given schedules, then the write read sequence must be the same in both the schedules. That means, let's say in the schedule S1, a particular transaction Ti reads a particular data item which has been written by another transaction Tj. Then In the schedule S2 also, the same transaction must perform the transaction Ti must read the same data item that has been updated by the transaction Tj. Okay. See here in schedule S1, transaction Ti is going to read a data value which has been written by another transaction Tj. Then in schedule S2 also, Ti should read the data value which has been written by the same transaction Tj only. That means in simple words, if you have to say, the write read sequence must be same. Let's see that with an example. See here, you have a write read sequence here. Okay. Here in this schedule S1, you have only one data item. In S1 and S2, we have only one data item A. Okay. Consider transaction T3. T3 is having a read, performing a read operation on the data item A. Now this data item A has been updated or written by the transaction T2 before. T2 updates or writes the data item A or updates the data item A, which has been read by transaction T3 later. So T3 is reading the value of A, which has been updated by transaction T2. Okay, in schedule S1. Now, then in that case, S2 in schedule S2 also same sequence must be there. If T3 has to read the value of A, which has been updated by T2 only, not by transaction T1, then only we can say that S1 is view serializable to S2. But take the schedule S2. Here also we have read operation and transaction T3 is reading the data item A. But transaction T3 is reading the value of A, which has been updated by transaction T1. Okay, transaction T1 is has updated the value of A, and transaction T3 is reading that value of A. But in the schedule S1, transaction T3 is reading the value of A, which has been updated by transaction T2. So the read-write sequence is not same here. So schedules S1 and S2 are not view serializable. For a set of schedules to be view serializable, all the three conditions should be satisfied. We saw the first condition, which is initial read. Second condition is updated read, and the third condition is final write. So for every data object, we have to see which transaction is performing the final write operation on the data object. Okay, the same transaction must perform the final write on the other schedule also. If I have two schedules, S1 and S2, then so here, if I have two schedules, S1 and S2, I have to see which transaction is performing the final write on each of the data items. Okay, the same transaction must perform the final write on the other schedule also. What is the meaning of this? I have two schedules here. This is the first schedule and this is the second schedule. There are two write operations here. One write operation is in transaction T1 and another write operation is in transaction T2. Okay. So who is performing? So time is progressing in this direction. Okay. This is time is increasing, is an increasing progression here. So who's doing, there are two write operations here in schedule S1. Who's performing the final write operation on the data item A? Transaction T1 is performing the final write operation on the data item A. You have only one data item, which is data item A here, and T1 is performing the final write operation on the data item A. Consider the second schedule, schedule S2. So here, who is performing the final write operation on the data item A? Transaction T2 is performing the final write operation on the data item A. In schedule S1, T1 is performing the final write, and in schedule S2, T2 is performing the final write. So these two schedules are not view equivalent. For a schedule to be view serializable, all these three conditions should be satisfied. Then only I can say that the two schedules are view equivalent. Okay. So I will repeat. If I have to say that a particular schedule is view serializable, then it has to be view equivalent to one of its serial schedules. If it has to be view equivalent, to prove view equivalent, I have to satisfy three conditions. One is called initial read. The other is called updated read, where the write read sequence has to be same in both the schedules. And the third is called final write. Now let's see it with two examples. One schedule has been given to you, and the question is whether the given schedule is view serializable or not. So, so for the given schedule, just try to write its corresponding serial schedules. There are 3 transactions here, right? So in these 3 transactions, what is one way in which they can serially execute? This is a concurrent schedule. This is a non-serial schedule. So what is the way, what is one corresponding serial schedule for this? I can complete T1 first, and then I can start T2, and then I can complete T3. Okay. So correspondingly, I have written the serial schedule here. First, I wrote T1, and I have written all the operations of T1, read A, write A, and commit. After T1 completes all its operations, then T2 starts, and here I have written all the operations of transaction T2, write A and commit. Then you have transaction T3. So in T3 you have 2 operations, write A and commit. So here I have written 2 operations, write A and commit after transaction T2 starts. Okay, this is the given non-serial schedule, and which I have to prove whether it is view serializable or not. And I have written the corresponding serial schedule for this. And what should I do now? I have to compare this schedule with this schedule and check whether those 3 conditions, initial read, updated read, and final write conditions are satisfied or not. And if all these 3 conditions are satisfied, I can conclude that this given non-serial schedule is view equivalent to one of its serial schedule, which is T, and the serial schedule order is T1, T2, T3. Now let's compare and check here. So here, what is the first condition? First condition is initial read. So who is doing the initial read operation in this given non-serial schedule? I have only one data item here. Data item is A. So the initial read operation is performed by transaction T1. Check out the serial schedule. Here also the initial read operation is performed by transaction T1 only. So the first condition is satisfied. What is the second condition? The second condition is updated read. Whenever there is a read operation, not the initial read, after that, whenever there is an intermediate read operation, from which transaction is updating the value, and which is being read by which other transaction, that you have to see. You have to check whether the write read sequence must be same. But here in the given non-serial schedule, there is no such write read sequence. You have only, in fact, you have only blind write operations here. What are the blind write operations? Here you can see a blind write operation in transaction T2, and in transaction T3 also you have a blind write operation. What is the meaning of blind write? Is when a transaction writes a value without reading it, it is called a blind write. Here transactions T2 and T3 are writing the data item A without reading the data item. It is called a blind write. And whenever you have a blind write operation, there is more chances that the particular schedule may be view serializable. Okay, so here that is second condition is not applicable here. What is the third condition? Third condition is final write. You have one data item and you have 3 write operations. One is performed by transaction T2, then it is performed by transaction T1, then it is performed by transaction T3 here. Okay. So here the final write operation is performed by transaction T3 here. Similarly, in the corresponding serial schedule also, who is doing the final write operation? Transaction T3 is only doing the final write operation on the data item A. Remember that if you have 2 data items A and B, then you have to check this for those 2 data items also. So the final write is also performed by the same transaction in both the non-serial schedule as well as in the corresponding serial schedule. So since the given non-serial schedule is view equivalent to one of its serial schedules, which is T1, T2, and T3, I can say that the given schedule is view serializable. Let's move on to the next example. Again, the second example is to check whether the given schedule is view serializable. So this is the given schedule. Here again, I have 3 transactions, T1, T2, and T3. And so here I have 2 operations in transaction T1. I have only one data item, which is data item A. I have one blind write operation in transaction T2, and I have one read operation and one write operation in transaction T3. Now, now what is the first step? First step is write the corresponding serial schedule for this. There are 3 transactions here. So what can be one of the serial schedule? I can first complete all the operations of T1, and then I can complete all the operations of T2, then I can complete all the operations of T3. Okay, so I have written the corresponding serial schedule here. You can see that. So first transaction T1 completes, then transaction T2 completes, then transaction T3 starts its execution, and then it completes its execution. So let's first check which transactions are doing the initial read, final write, and what is the sequence of the updated read operations for the given non-serial schedule. This is my given non-serial schedule, and so here first let's check the first initial read operation. There is only one data item here, which is data item A. Who's doing the initial read operation? Initial read operation is performed by transaction T1 here. Read operation on the data item A. Okay, so initial read in the given non-serial schedule is performed by transaction T1. Who's doing the final write operation? You have three write operations here. One is here, and the other one is here, and the other one is here. Okay, who is doing the final write? Last write is done by transaction T3 here. So the final write is done by transaction T3. And then what is the sequence of updated read operation? The sequence is there is only one read operation here. T3 is doing an intermediate read operation on the data item A here. And it is reading that value of A which it is reading has been updated previously by transaction T2. Okay, so T3 is doing a read operation on the data item A which has been updated by transaction T2. Okay, so updated read is the sequence is T2 to T3. Now let's check this with the serial schedule also. So this is my given serial schedule for the same non-serial schedule given in the question. So here, who is doing the initial read operation? The initial read operation is done by transaction T1 here. This is the initial read. Initial read T1 is reading the value of A from the database. So that condition is satisfied for both the schedules. Same transaction is doing the initial read operation. Which transaction is doing the final write? This is one write. This is the second write. The final write is here. This is done by transaction T3 here. So final write is done by transaction T3. Then what is the third condition is updated read. Consider any write read sequences and check what is the sequence in which it is being updated. So here you can see the transaction T3. There is one write read sequence here. There is one read operation here, which is an intermediate read operation on the data item A, which is performed by transaction T3. Here, T3 is reading the value of A, which has been updated by transaction T2, right? So T3 is reading the value of A, which has been previously updated by, which has been previously written or updated by transaction T2. So the sequence is T2, T3. So in the previous non-serial schedule also, the initial read was done by transaction T1, final write was done by transaction T3, and the updated read sequence was T3 was reading the value of A, which was updated by transaction T2, which was written by transaction T2. So all these three conditions are satisfied. So since all these three conditions are the same, okay, in all these three conditions, both the schedules are same. So I can say that the given non-serial schedule, that is this given non-serial schedule, is view equivalent to the serial schedule, and so it is this given schedule is view serializable. So that's all for the contents of this video. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask in the comments box below. And if you found it useful, if you understood the contents, do like the video and do share it with your friends for whom it might be useful. See you in my next video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.